Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today, we got a very special video for you guys. We're going to be talking about the Yankees trade rumors as they're starting to heat up a few weeks away from the trade deadline. So we are going to get you guys informed about what's going on with the Yankees, what guys are they looking at, and dive all into the rumors. So, Christian, would you like to start off with one of your rumors first?
Sure. On Monday, John Morosi reported that the Yankees were interested in Gold Glover outfielder Michael A. Taylor. He's solid numbers on the year, and he's an above-average hitter with speed. And as we know from the Gold Glove, his defense is elite. Right now, you have three injury-prone guys in the outfield: Hicks, Judge, and Stanton. So while Taylor might not necessarily be starting in a playoff game, he will definitely help down the stretch with resting guys and maybe even a defensive replacement in the playoffs. But more of a depth piece, and I would be a little disappointed if this was the main move that we made.
My next guy is a bigger name and a big trade target, Andrew Benintendi. So according to John Heyman of the New York Post, over the weekend, New York was in touch with Royals about their lefty swing outfielder, Kansas City, Andrew Benintendi. And then Christy Acker of the New York Daily News added in an article on Sunday that New York has had ongoing talks, and I quote, with Kansas City about a Benintendi deal, and Kansas City is looking for a top prospect, per Acker, and may not find a trade partner before the deadline. So this thing could go down to the very end, and it certainly seems that the Royals want a top prospect and that the Yankees are having talks with the Royals about trying to acquire an Andrew Benintendi.
I wouldn't mind that. Let's go even bigger than Andrew Benintendi. How about Ian Happ? The rumors started about acquiring Ian Happ when the Cubs came to town, and Yankees fans watched as the switch hitter just basically went off in Yankee Stadium. But there's some legitimacy to it. The Yankees need an outfielder, and he might just be the best one in the market. Now, it's not a guarantee the Cubs are going to deal this guy, but if they are, his value is pretty much at its peak right now. So this would be the time. But again, he's a young guy. The Cubs might want him as part of their future. However, if the Yankees do manage to get him, he would be an absolute weapon. Above average in left field. He's better from the left side of the plate, but still an above average hitter. Righty. He is, I would say, the best outfielder available, assuming Juan Soto's off limits.
My next guy is starting pitcher Luis Castillo, which we will be seeing this series against the Reds. Maybe he'll have a little tryout for the Yankees in the Bronx. But, Luis Castillo is probably the best starting pitcher available. A ton of teams have been interested in acquiring him. And over a week ago, this was reported that the Yankees were interested in him. And then here's kind of what's going on now as we speak. So the Reds are understandably setting their sights high in discussions. John Heyman of the New York Post reports that Cincinnati has sought one of Anthony Volpe or an Oswald Peraza as a headliner in talks with the Yankees. So basically, it's going to be a lot to get a guy like Luis Castillo, and the Reds are setting their sights high trying to get an Anthony Volpe, or potentially what we're hearing is they might settle for an Oswald Peraza, but they want a top guy from the Yankees farm.
I don't know if I'd do that. Bob Nightingale reported that the Yankees were scouting outfielder David Peralta. And the rumors have been sort of like a fallback plan if Benintendi or a Happ didn't work out. And he's having fine numbers this year. Slightly above average hitter. Excellent defense, though. 90th percentile in outs above average. But I'm not totally sure if I like this move. I think if you were going to kind of go with just a depth piece for the outfield, I think I'd lean more towards like a speedy guy like Michael A. Taylor. But yeah, David Peralta, there's rumors going around about him. So
Yeah, certainly. Um, it does seem like Taylor is a depth piece. If a guy like Benintendi or Hat can't work out, that'd be more of a fallback. Um, my next guy that I have is Joey Gallo. Now, Joey Gallo's been with the Yankees for about a season and a half now, and he's really, really struggled with his time here. And it seems, with a lot of outfielders out there, that the Yankees are going to want to move on from Joey Gallo. So John Heyman is reporting, now this was a few days ago, that the Yankees are shopping Joey Gallo, which means Gallo is basically on the trade block. The Yankees are trying to trade him, according to John Heyman. And, Gallo's really been struggling. So we don't really know what teams would be interested, but we do got two so far. And the Rangers, Texas Rangers, are at the top of that list, along with the San Diego Padres, are among the teams thought willing to consider Joey Gallo from the Yankees. So we got the Padres and the Rangers, who seem like they could be interested in getting Joey Gallo, and maybe a Joey Gallo reunion back to Texas might just be what both sides need.
as long as he's not on the Yankees, I don't care where he goes. The next guy I
Poor
have to
Joey.
talk about is Anthony Santander. Now, several articles have come out about this guy, another outfielder. But to be honest, I don't know if I really see it happening. It doesn't make much sense. The first reason being the Orioles are hot, and now, I mean, me and Ryan have talked about this a ton. It's not sustainable. They're getting way too much hype, but at the end of the day, their attendance is finally starting to go up. And they've been bad for 6 straight years, and they're finally like making signs of getting better. It just wouldn't really be the right message for them to then start selling players at the deadline. But at the end of the day, who knows what'll happen. But even if they were to, be sellers at the deadline, why are they going to give away someone to someone who's in their division? It would make more sense for them to trade outside the division. So it doesn't really seem like a Cashman-esque move, but if you got the right deal, I wouldn't mind it. Switch hitter, outfielder, good bat.
Certainly. Yeah, I feel like Santander is once again in that boat as potentially a fallback. I think out of Taylor and Peralta, I would say he's the better of the two and switch hitter. Yeah, but like if nothing works out and Yankees do get rid of Joey Gallo and they need another outfielder, I mean, Santander could be one of those guys. And, the Yankees really wanted him, they could get him. I mean, that's really what it is at the end of the day. The next guy is a stud. All-Star last year, Brian Reynolds, currently on the DL. And, there's been a lot of rumors over the last year and a half, so much talk with the Yankees and Brian Reynolds. So it's, a little hard to differentiate what's true, what's not. But John Heyman of New York Post reports that the Yankees are one of many teams that are interested in Pittsburgh Pirates center fielder Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds is currently on the DL right now, but it basically just goes on to say they're interested and they're really, really, really intrigued by Brian Reynolds, and it looks like he's at the top of their list.